Take a look inside your heart. Is there any room for me? I won't have to hold my breath till you get down on one knee, because you only want to hold me when I'm looking good enough. Did you ever fool me? Would you ever picture us? Every time I pull my hair out, was only out of fear that you'll find me.
Go.
This is 3mm polycard. We didn't use it very much this year, but one example of where we did use it was on Ming's bot for the intake. So the material that they used earlier, it was kind of brittle, and so when other robots hit the intake, because it was an over bumper intake, it would snap. But then they switched it to 3mm polycarb, which is really bendable. As you can see here, it basically just goes right back into shape unless you bend it too much. The next material is Delrin. It is laser cut, and it's pretty sturdy. It's a lot more flexible than some of the other materials that we have. Right now we have 1mm, 3mm, and 6mm, but the thicknesses are just subject to availability. What else? Hold up. Oh. Because they're laser cut, you can use practically any dimensions. You can go down to even millimeters, tenths of millimeters. It's really accurate because it is a machine doing it. So you don't have to worry about hole sizes, you don't have to worry about distances from the edge. All of it is completely custom. The next material that we use is aluminum plates. So these are water jetted. You don't need to really care about, I guess, like the niceness of the numbers, but just keep in mind that you can't make a hole any smaller than 2mm because the water jet needs to create like an entrance hole. So if it's in the middle of the material, obviously the water jet needs to come in to like make the cut, so it needs to make an entrance hole. And that's why you can't make anything smaller than 2mm, and 2mm is pushing it a little bit as well. And also the thicknesses are subject to availability, but as of right now, we have 2mm, 3mm, and 6mm. So this is the 3D printers that we have in the lab. They're Markforged, which is generally stronger than the Ultimakers, which we have in the makerspace. And going forward, we're going to try and print 3D print spacers in the Ultimaker, just because you don't require them to have that much strength, and print other pieces that might take a higher load on these. But keep in mind that they're not super strong. They're flexible, but they can snap. If you want to increase the strength, you can mix carbon fiber and onyx, but that's really expensive, so just try to avoid that. It's made out of aluminum, and it's what most of our robot is made up of. If you did FRC, you would know that it's similar to a box girder, because let's say you had a single plate, it would bend pretty easily in one way. It's durable this way, but not this way. Well, once you add supports on either side, this thing becomes really hard to twist, it becomes really hard to bend, and so it's just more sturdy in general. The one constraint that we have with stock, though, is we have to manually drill these holes, and we have to manually cut it down to the length that you want. So you can only use measurable lengths, so nice numbers. Unfortunately, tenths of inches don't count in that, so you can use 1/4 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch. You can go down to a 1/16 of an inch, but try to cap it at an 1/8. They're not going to be super accurate beyond that. We also have 3 thicknesses of stock that you can see here. So the first we have is 1mm. We generally don't really use it just because it's not super durable. Next we have 1.5. This is what we generally use. It's more sturdy, but it can warp, which we'll show you in a second. And then we have 3mm, which is practically indestructible for our purposes. This is what we made the tower in the Charged Up season out of, because we tried to use 1.5mm, but as some people say, our tower turned into Swiss cheese. So we switched it to 3mm.
Okay, Munira, 50%. 75%. 100%.
That's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed. We look forward to seeing you in the lab sometime soon. Smash that subscribe button and hit that turn bell notifications on, and like and subscribe. Thank you.